us the other day. Good morning, good morning. Oh, we got to plug this in.
Oh, you didn't turn it on yet, did you?
Sorry, everybody. Ugh. Figure out all the steps again. Okay, good morning. Man, we got already 52 people. Good morning.
Morning.
Wow.
Morning, friends.
Okay, we think it's National Book Day, so Peggy is here with her her layouts are just phenomenal.
They are.
On going to the library, going to the bookstore, and she will be back in about 5 minutes to explain all of her wonderful layouts. And I hope you can hear me. We have a bad mic this morning.
I have the good mic.
Teresa's got the good mic. Doug ordered us a new one. So we have a surprise for everybody. So we go up front. So last week we got in Simple Stories, the Life in Bloom, and we sold out within a matter of hours. And Simple Stories got us everything is back in stock except 3 things. The bits and pieces, the floral bits and pieces are gone, will not be coming back. The card kit, they found a few for us, so if you were on the list, you might be a lucky one to get one. And if you want to be on the list for this collection, please give us a call, because when they come in, I assume they will be all spoken for. So we are very excited to have this back in stock. Again, it's just an awesome collection. And Teresa, if you want to show
It's beautiful. So we've got our enamel dots, and they're glittery. Can you see the glitter? I don't know if you can. It might be.
Kinda.
They're very pretty. Then we have this ephemera pack for $5.49. It's very cool.
It's all layered.
Yeah, it's like library stuff and butterflies. And
when Teresa got back from her vacation, it was all gone.
I know. I'm like, what? The washi tape. I like the camera one. Really cool. Yeah. I don't have a lot of black washi tape, so that might be a good addition. Then we've got the chipboard clusters. So those are kind of nice because they do, they put them together for you. And then the layered chipboard, which is the same thing, like that.
Yeah, there we go.
And those are also little groupings. Then, of course, we have the brads, the decorative brads, the not brads, the flat brads with a little bit of chipboard that are pretty. They've got cameras on everything.
The camera that they put on here is... And I just heard yesterday on the Today Show that film cameras and the old digital cameras are coming back. People are putting down their iPhones and picking up cameras.
All right. That's
so
cool.
If you have an old camera, you'll have to get it out.
So this is the page pieces. So Simple Stories does this for a lot of different lines, and they have some basic, like we have sports and graduation and stuff, where you can put together very simple, as Simple Stories, pages, 12 by 12 pages with the set. It makes it easy.
Sometimes I buy that to use in my mini albums.
Oh, yeah.
I like, there's always a big title, and I that's what I buy it for.
Then we have the collection kit. And that has 102 pieces. That's counting, so they do like the sticker sheet. So you get the paper, all the paper, and then you get the sticker sheet.
That one right there.
It's pretty cool. And then we also have the Essentials, which has 186 pieces. And it does have
if you
the
want
floral bits.
this
Then you have to buy this one.
This is the only way you're going to be able to buy the floral bits.
Yeah, and it has the page pieces in it, as well as all the there's a chipboard in there and the sticker sheet. Yeah, so that's a nice
that
set.
banner that's on there.
Then they have a coordinating gingham kit.
Which is so springy.
It is, and we have this individually.
Right there in the middle. Right in the
Oh
middle.
yeah, I couldn't find it. So we have that individually as well. On the back is a small. No, what is it? It's something's different about it. I was looking at it. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, it's smaller.
It is different.
Our eyes are.
Illusion.
Yeah. Then we also have, which I love, is the Vintage Basics kit. So you can see, like right up here at the top, there's a little bit of a.
Yeah,
it's hard to see.
The plane.
There.
We'll get out the plane. Right there, in front of you.
This?
No. Okay.
Maybe we don't have that individually.
No, we didn't.
We don't
get
have that individually.
Okay,
oh, so you have
sorry.
to buy the kit.
Yeah.
But it's grungy.
Yes.
It's grungy as Simple Stories kit.
Yes.
All right. Then we have the chipboard stickers. Are we glaring again?
Yeah.
And what I always love, the sticker book.
And there is a lot of
Yeah, you get an
stickers.
alphabet as always. You get the little words on labels,
Oh my God.
strips,
Tickets.
flowers. Tickets are
it's
big in this
good.
line. Then something new from them is rub-ons.
Yes, and look how.
And it's a 6x8 package, and you get 2 sheets. So there's tickets and butterflies, the camera. They put the camera
colors are
everywhere.
Just so vibrant.
Yeah.
Boy, it is
We're getting
snowing
ready for
everywhere.
spring.
Even in
Is it?
Southern California, we
Oh.
heard that.
I heard they had something in Las Vegas, sleet or something, or some snow.
And LA was LA County or somewhere. Look at that.
And
I
here's the
love that
stamp set.
Oh my gosh, we're just
Yeah.
glaring really bad. Okay.
All right. Oh, and the 6x8. Peggy's going to show this. She used this on a page, so you'll see it in action. So it's just beautiful. And then do we want to remind them that our tickets are on sale. All the colors of tickets are on sale for 25% off. So that's through Sunday. So we've got some colors, but some are going fast. So get out there and get your tickets.
This is the color vibe that goes with
the
that,
coordinating
and that
pieces.
You will find that all linked to this collection.
Yeah. And then we want to show the other line that we got behind.
And we did get the 12x12 stickers in.
And
I think we have most of the paper except the solids.
I bought the 6x8, but then I had to get a sheet of these because I love the tags. And you don't get these in the 6x8 pack. So if you like tags, get one of these. This one's called Tag Elements.
And making a mini album.
Yeah.
And using a black album.
You need the tags.
And then we do have two of the new colors in.
This is the coral.
Yep, we are getting more in. The lilac is out at
And this is
time,
the lime.
But we have the lime and the coral.
Yep.
In stock.
If they want the lilac, can they call us? And
we think we're getting
more.
Hopefully, we'll
fingers crossed.
let us know if you will.
Those are a limited edition colors.
We
so
just don't know how limited.
yeah, I'm hoping that they keep the lilac at least. Everyone's favorite, it seems.
Very popular.
All right, then we also got the what's it called? My Story. Yes. So here's the collection pack that we got, and we don't have these individually.
No.
This is $16.99, and this would be perfect if you wanted to do all me in 23. We even have the prompts here. We were so hoping that we were going to get this in time for that, but we didn't, or I would have used this because it's just wonderful, all the things about that you could use, all about you.
And we got some of the embellishments in that we didn't have in the first time.
We got floral bits. And we got journal bits, which I think I always like the journal bits. Because I do journal on these.
There's the book. You'll see that on Peggy's layout this morning.
And then there's other bits and pieces, of course. They always have the bits and pieces. And the page pieces. I haven't looked at that one. If you want to do a 12 by 12 about you, my story.
Or you can use them.
Yep, for a 6 by 8 or whatever you do. And then, oops, I'm going to show the chipboard. We got chipboard. Very cute. I like the bicycle. Write your own story. That's cool on the book. You got to be a book reader, I guess, guys, to get that one. And then they do have the card kit for $12.99. And the Simple Stories cards are really easy to put together. You punch them out and you stick them on.
You don't need a scissors.
Yeah, and they have good instructions. You can pop dot them. You can add Nuvo drops or glitter or whatever you want to bling them up, or you can do them straight.
Okay, will you show the Simple Stories that had the library paper?
Library paper? Well, this one has books, like on a bookshelf it looks like.
I'm not sure, Jan. Let's see, we had the Wildflower collection. Simple Stories.
We've got a few of these left. I don't think that
Flea Market, which is gone, and I'm not sure. Oh, that one? That's photo play.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know either. I just remember seeing this yesterday.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is photo play.
I see one.
Okay.
I'll see if there's a key. Okay.
And let's see. Boy, it's snowing everywhere.
not here today.
We got a little ice last night, but not much.
Oh, when I left for work today, I pulled out of my garage and I slid to the street because my driveway has a little incline, and I was like, ooh, and then I stopped right at the bottom. I was glad no cars were coming.
I had the same problem.
Yeah.
Okay. The stencil, Jan, we're going to have to check on that. We've reordered this, I think, 3 times now, and I'm not sure about the stencil, but if you call the store and let us know that you want it, we'll try to get it if it's not on order.
Yeah.
Let's see. Janet's done all the linking. Okay, got it. Our school district had a snow makeup day yesterday, and guess what? It snowed.
We had some ladies in the store here yesterday, and one was flying to Minneapolis.
Oh,
and
dear.
I said, you know what? We're open tomorrow. Come back. Because I don't know if she was going to make it. I know.
She will make it. It sounds like Minneapolis, the whole state of Minnesota is.
Yeah.
Cheryl, my mic is not the best.
Can they only hear me?
Maybe so.
That's
okay. Well,
all right.
Let's go back.
Go back and talk to Peggy.
Okay, and Janet just posted about the mic, so.
Oh, I get the microphone now.
The good one. So people can actually hear me.
Okay. Well, if you talk through the phone,
So I need to hold it close to my face. Someone needs to take a picture. I have the phone like right up next to my mouth.
Here,
so
we'll do that real quick. Let me find my phone.
I got it.
That's how I'm going to film today.
Okay.
Do I look creepy?
You look fine. You look good. You look good. All righty. We'll get started here. What did we decide it was? Was it National Book Day? Is that what we think? It's National Book Day. So anyway, today layouts are all about books, and so let's get started.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have to say, recognize your shirt. The book was better.
The book was better, yes, which I think
for the occasion.
I did. I saw this shirt and I thought, oh, perfect, because I really do think 99 times out of 100, the book is better than the movie.
Yes.
So, and I am a prolific reader, and I think Teresa is too.
Yep.
We talk about books quite a bit. I think there's a lot of us here at Memory Bound that like to read
share
quite a bit.
books sometimes.
Yep. Well, I'm going to get started, and I'm going to start with this one. Do you want me to leave it here or put it down?
It looks good right where it is.
Okay.
Or if you want to talk, you can move it down if you
I'll
want.
put it
It's up
over
to you.
here.
Okay.
A little easier to talk that way. Okay, so we're going to start with this one. And this is called He Loves Books. And this is a layout of my youngest grandson. And what I really liked about these pictures when I saw them, my daughter had taken them, is the perspective from which she took them, from overhead, those two, and just, his expression looking at his books. And he does really spend quite a lot of time reading and with books, which I just love because that's why we're here today. But again, when you do a layout, your pictures don't always have to be of the same event. You can use pictures from different things. So they have a common theme, even though they're taken at different times. And I think I had these pictures, and I thought, why not use them together? So we put them on this layout. The paper that I used on this layout is the Echo Park. I'm going to move this mat. Is the Echo Park Our Baby line. It's the new one. I use the neutral. It comes in boy, girl, and neutral, and I use the neutral. And even though it's a baby line, I'm using it for books. And why I chose that is because of the colors. When I saw the colors in the papers, I thought, it doesn't have to be a baby layout. You can use it for different things. Yeah. And that's what I really liked about it. And then as I started to think about, what do I want to do with this? I wanted to kind of build a background. I wanted to convey the feeling that, of something that he loves. So the hearts came to mind, but then I thought, well, how am I going to use that? So I decided I wanted to do a grid layout. So to create, a background like this is really very easy. I just took 2.25 inch squares, laid them out. I just used the 6x6 papers. It's all with the 6x6 papers. I used those, and I just chose the ones that, weren't really themey, but, just had the pattern on them, which is what I wanted. I wanted the color and the pattern. And then I used the Infinity Heart dies and cut out hearts in the matching papers, so that it just gave a little bit of the idea of the heart on here. I didn't want the heart to really pop up a lot. I wanted it to stay in that same color as with the square, but I roughed up the edges and then I inked the edges just to give them that little bit of texture. So I wanted it to be a very subtle look to it, which I think, doing that, I was able to achieve. The hardest part for me with cutting out the hearts was getting the striped paper in the right direction.
Yeah.
I had to do that a couple times. I had to do it a couple times because the first time it was wrong. So I thought, I have to turn my paper. Yeah. So the second time I cut them, they came out okay. And when I cut the strip out of the 6x6 pad, I used the same strip to cut the heart. So that way I could get that stripe and that same.
And you can do that with any shape.
Any shape. Stars, squares. Just anything. Yeah. You could do anything with that. So
do eggs for Easter. Ovals.
Yeah, absolutely. And then what I did was I just used some of the, some different pieces, ephemera pieces from different collections. This is from Boho Baby from last year with Simple Stories, I think. But, you use your ephemera from the different collections, the hearts and the flowers, and then I just used foam dots and the dimensional tape to, bring them up, give it some height. But that's how you then decorate your little squares. Nouveau drops in this one. So, you have this very subtle heart, and you can pop it up, pop that layout up another, level just by using, just the little pieces around to accent your squares and your hearts.
You're getting lots of hearts, and someone said it looks like a warm blanket.
It does. It kind of looks like a little quilt, doesn't it? Yeah. I know these colors are just beautiful. I think. I think Echo Park really hit it out of the ballpark with the colors on this collection. I used the Tim Holtz. What's this called? alphanumeric.
I love
It is. I really like this set. You'll see it again coming up here in a little bit. But the alphanumeric, I like the size of the letters. They're 2-inch letters, so they're pretty big. But they're very easy to cut. Both the outer layer and the inner. Very easy to cut, very easy to put together. Although on this one I got the idea, well, let's just pop those up too. That was a little bit harder because the outline is so thin. But with the dimensional tape, you can put that all together and put it underneath, and so it'll all come together if you try to do that. Yeah. So yeah, so this was really, I just wanted to convey the fact that he really loves to look at books and, anywhere, everywhere. So that was a fun one to do. And then I did stitch around the outside of the,
Of course.
So that was that one.
Gives it a nice border
Yep.
and holds it together.
And you can use, the enamel dots to decorate the squares. You can use the Nuvo dots. You could even use, a stencil like around the outside if you want, or, I think that would have been really cute to do that. Just layer that with some ink. So just so many ideas that you could do with the hearts or whatever you have. Add the banner pieces just to give a little bit.
Yeah.
I did add this down here to make it kind of look like the title was sitting on a bookshelf. So there's that one. Then the next one I think we'll go to is this one. And this was really kind of a fun one to put together. One day shortly after my grandson had turned 4, my daughter has always taken both the kids to the library quite frequently, but he has a little bit of an independent streak, and so he was looking at books. She went to go help him, and he said to her, "Mom, can you go look for your own books? I'd like to look alone." And so I knew when she texted me that, I just died laughing, and I thought, I have to use that on a layout, in a layout somehow. And finally I thought, why not let that, be a real big piece of the layout, because it's so him. It's just so him. On this layout, what I did, I used the Vicki Boutin Photoshop papers. I think we still have the sticker book with that here in stock. If anybody, this has so many different stickers in it. The bulldog clips, the florals. There's just a lot of words. These words, I've used these on so many layouts, and they can go across so many things. You'll see, look inside, plot twist. I mean, how perfect is that for, the book? So yeah, I mean, there's just so many uses. You don't have to use it with just this paper. And I mean, there's just so many things, so nice and colorful. The tab, I love the tabs. I use those a lot in a lot of my layouts. But on this one, when I went to design this one, I knew I wanted to use the bigger picture because I was only going to be using the one picture on the layout. And so then to balance this out, I wanted to have like a journal block or, a square here in the same size to kind of balance it out. And as I was thinking library books, I'm thinking black and white. And so I really wanted to kind of use that black and white throughout the layout just to, continue with that kind of color theme. But with all the colorful books on the shelves, I knew I also need to kind of pop things up with different colors throughout. So that's what I did with this. I did die cut the letters for the quote, but you can use sticker letters or whatever you want to do that. If you have a 12 by 12 printer, print them out that way, or even if it's 8.5 by 11, you can always print that out in bigger, bolder letters to put that across there to get that nice big quote on there. Then I used the Elizabeth Crafts library card pocket, which we do have on order. They're supposed to be here in the next couple of days.
Yeah, so if you want that, you can give us a call and we'll put you in the book for it.
Hero Arts also has a library card die cut that you'll be seeing coming up in the next few days as well in use, but that's what I used on this. I cut it out of the gold paper. And then I also cut the back side out of a different paper to coordinate. So again with the black and white, but I wanted to throw a little bit of this goldy yellow in there with it too, to kind of tie things together.
Is a great die to have.
Oh, it is so useful.
Because you can put so many things in it. It doesn't have to be a page about books.
Right.
It's just a good spot to put journaling, or if you even want to hide a little journaling, to stick your journaling in the pocket.
Yep. If you have a vacation, put your ephemera from a vacation, put your tickets from a concert, or your plane tickets, or that sort of thing. I think that kind of pocket works really well. The one thing I would recommend when you do use a pocket like that, when you put it together, I would certainly use the score tape to put it together, because you'll be pulling things in and out of it, and you'll just want that to kind of be a little bit tighter adhesion there. So keep it nice and tight. Then I went ahead and to add some color to it, I add the die cut banner piece. I used my white Posca pen to kind of give it just a little bit here, and then just some black stars that I punched from a punch, just to kind of add a little bit more to it down here. I added the black and white stripe down there. This was another piece from the Elizabeth Craft die set to put on the front, and then I used the darkroom door stamp. Right up.
Clear.
So, to put on there, because I just thought that was just so appropriate. And then I used the smaller book stack down here. And actually what I did, because I was so afraid that I was going to mess it up, I did it directly onto the page, is I stamped it onto another piece of white paper, and then just kind of fussy cut around it. Paper that matched, and you really can't tell that on there.
Or you could stamp it first, and then if you mess up,
cover it up. Cover it up. Yep. Yep. And then I did add some journaling with just a little bit of the who, what, when, where type of thing for the page, even though, because the quote was really my primary thing that I wanted to show, but I did want a little bit of detail there. I used that. I used the black and white paper, on the top of the tag, which I think is a great way to finish off a tag, is just put your pattern paper up there. I use the Dina Wakley tags. When I do this, I use those, and I just cut the bottom of it to fit. I just covered the top, and then I used this stamp again, the darkroom door stamp, and put that on the back.
Yeah, I like this stamp.
And it's just perfect. It was the perfect width to fit onto that Dina Wakley tag. And if I didn't want a journal, I could have used the tag just like this in the pocket, but it goes in here. And then I just had a couple of pieces of ephemera tags right in there, and what I did with these is I put adhesive on the front side of them and stuck it to the front of the envelope, so that my big tag could slide in and out behind it.
Good idea.
So that was what I did with that. And then the striped paper down here, I put that down there. And actually it's two pieces of paper, because I used the 6x8 pad that we had. So I matched up the stripes. You really can't see that.
This is back online.
Oh, okay.
And match that up. But I put that because I like the stripe, because it kind of symbolized the books in there, to kind of bring that all out.
The Hero Arts stamp die is back online. Apparently it was offline. So we got that back on there. People want it.
Yep.
Lots of hugs for that one.
Yep. So this was a fun one.
Like your little quote.
The little quote, he's a little independent sort, and that's okay. We kind of like that. He knows what he likes. He's all right. I think the next one we're going to go to is going to be this one, and this is about my very favorite bookstore in the whole wide world. And I don't know if anybody ever spends much time in Ames, Iowa. It's about 30 minutes straight north of here. But this is an independent bookstore that's just downtown Ames, and I can tell you that I do spend a lot of my free time there, and they do get a lot of my retail therapy money. But that's okay. I just love going there. When I started looking to do this layout, I knew I wanted to do a layout. I've had these pictures for a few months. I actually had gone onto their website because I was going to order a book, And looking at their website, I thought, oh my gosh, this is like perfect for a layout, because they had, you know, the graphic part that they have out in their signage, this one across their website. And then they had this quote there, and I thought, this is such a wonderful quote. And I thought, you know, inspiration can come from anywhere. So anywhere you look around, you can find inspiration to do, you know, a layout or anything you want. But that's where my inspiration for the design of this layout came from. And then my other thought as I was doing the layout was to use these lines across here, the border lines, to represent bookshelves. I knew I kind of wanted to do layers to represent the bookshelves. So that was how I did it. I did take a look at the graphic design through their signage here, and to figure out how I wanted to do the squares up here. And these are all just 1-inch squares. And I came upon the 1-inch squares because, you know, obviously 12 by 12, it'll be easy. But my hole punch, my circle punches at home that I had were also 1 inch. So they just matched just fine. I initially thought 1 1/4, but the 1 inch worked out really well. And so I just took the colors from the signage and tried to match those up as best I could.
You did a great job.
And
I thought it was a piece of paper that matched.
nope,
I'm like,
just
did
kind of
you get
matched
that
up.
off their website?
No, it's all individual
awesome.
sheets or individual pieces. You know, the paper piece, and kind of like Diana showed yesterday. She was fantastic with that, by the way. Hers were amazing. But it was just, you know, some simple paper piecing there. And then the added bonus was that these colors match so well with the new Simple Stories My Storyline. And when I saw this line, I absolutely fell in love with it. It is just so, so pretty.
That's the one Diane and I showed this morning.
Yep, it's so pretty. I mean, it has books, so I was immediately drawn to it, which I just loved.
That's what I said when we showed it. You have to be a reader if you want to do
Yes,
My Storyline.
And, you know, and it was just perfect, and the timing was wonderful for it. I kept kind of waiting to do this layout, waiting for this line to come out. So when it came out, I came down and got it that day to do it. But it just turned out so well. One thing I did do on this is this pink paper right here, I used through here to put the quote on, but I didn't want it to be quite as bright. I mean, not that it's really bright, but I didn't want it to be quite as bright, so I just kind of took a strip of it and then I covered it with vellum.
Oh,
It's just to kind of tone it down a little bit and to make sure that my quote just stood up with it.
You can't
So
really
I just
see it on camera, but
yeah, it's cut.
it's there.
It's there. It's there. And you know, and then the colors of the florals just matched so well with it, and the colors in the books and things. I was so pleased when I saw this and saw how well everything matched up with it. Yeah. Then, you know, my journaling, I did that. You know, I only have an 8.5 by 11 inch printer at home. I don't have a 12 by 12 printer. So sometimes it gets a little tricky when I want to print this out. So to do my journaling on this, I did just cut a strip of cardstock, you know, the width that I wanted here. I used, you know, in my word processing program, which is Google Docs, I just turned my page to landscape and typed that in. Then when I went to go run it through my printer, because I'm printing on this side of the page, I couldn't have that extra sticking up here, so I had to cut an inch off it to make it 11 inches. But I could cut it off and put it back, and you couldn't see the seam.
Yeah.
So, and then I covered it with this. But anyhow, that's how I got my journaling to match on here. So to go on there with, you know, so it looks like it's, you know, just all a part of the layout printed right on there. I struggled with the title. I had a lot of different ideas, and finally, as I was looking through the journal bits, I thought, well, that would work because it's, you know, the colors that I want.
Yeah.
And so I laid that down. Again, I went with the alphanumeric stamps or dies and cut out. But I knew, you know, this is my storybook and my favorite book. So I mean, it's all the story, you know, about a book for me. Yeah. And then just use the different floral pieces, which I love that Simple Stories does have a package of floral bits so many times with their ephemera packages, because with their bits and pieces, because it just all works so well together. So I love that one too.
Yeah.
It came out really fun. And the Color Vibe paper to give a little bit of extra on there.
That's the Color Vibe.
Yep,
You used
Color
to put
Vibe
that
through
inside.
here. Yep. And on some of this, I use the back side of it, and some I use the front side, and some is just plain cardstock. So,
Yep.
And even though this had circles, I decided to punch hearts because I just love it.
There is not a 6x8 in the storybook. There's just the 12
The 12 by 12. Yep.
paper pack. We don't have those individually. We just have the paper pack in
Yep.
that.
But the papers are so pretty in there.
Yeah.
They are just really
There's
pretty.
a sticker sheet in there, and then I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 double-sided pages. It looks like.
And then your cut
Oh
aparts.
yeah, and then you get your cut aparts. There's
9,
some
10, 11,
journaling
12, yeah.
squares. Yeah.
Yep. So that works out really. I mean, it's just so pretty. I really like this one.
It is.
This is one of my favorite ones. But I'll say that until I get to the next one, and it's like, oh my, that's my favorite one. That's my favorite one. So that was a fun layout to put together. I really did enjoy that one. I think next one, yep, library card. We're going to do that one. This one, again, much like I did with the baby paper here, for the He Loves Books, when I went to select papers for this layout, I'm looking at brazen shirts, and I need to have, that plaid in there. And I found the plaid paper in a Disney collection. So I thought, well, you know what? He's got the blue, he's got the red, he's got, I'm just going to go with that Disney paper. And because I had some of that at home, and decided I was just going to go with that because it would be a nice, fun color theme to use on the layout. And the colors went really well.
I'm not a Disney person, but I know there are lots of people that are, but I buy it randomly because the colors go with
Yes.
the backside.
Right?
Usually it's the backside that I'm using, not the Disney
Yep.
side. But
And
the
I am a
plaid or the
B-side
polka
girl.
dot.
I'm a
Yes.
B-side girl, let me tell you. But yeah, I mean, it was, and that's the one thing I want to say about, when you select papers, don't always, you don't always have to select your paper based on a theme. You can select your paper based on the colors that they represent. So again, here with, it doesn't have to be a baby page. It doesn't have to be a crafty page over here. This is just basically cardstock. But you can use any kind of theme with themed paper with any kind of photo if you're looking to match up your colors. And I think that when you're able to match up your colors in that way, that's how you can really create that really striking layout. Now, that's not to say that I don't use theme papers for certain themes. I do. You've already seen that. I mean, I do that a lot. But don't shy away from the themed papers just because it's a theme.
And sometimes
So-
you just have to flip through your papers to find the colors that you want. But
Right.
I'll do that, and it doesn't matter what theme it is.
Exactly. It will just come out, and it's wonderful. Now, the other thing about this layout right here is it is all done using 6x6 paper.
Yay!
Even this is 6x6. I just had to match up my plaid, but you really can't tell. You can't see it, but that's where I've matched it up at. Right there.
Can't see it.
So this is 2 sheets of 6x6 paper, right there. Another sheet of 6x6 paper, and I mean and if you use the 6x6 like this, it's really about strategic placement of the paper to get it to lengthen out or whatever. You'll see here I use these 3 word banners so that I could use my blue paper and my red paper to extend that down. And you can't tell that it's 6x6, so it worked out really well. Again, on this one, I use the Elizabeth Craft library card die here, and then cut a coordinating piece of pattern paper to go with that.
You went sideways.
I went sideways
I
with
never
it.
would have thought
Yep,
about
I went
that,
sideways
Peggy.
with it. So,
I love it.
and actually, I have my tag is actually stuck inside because I wanted it, even though it gives the illusion it comes in and out, I wanted it to be out all the time because it's at the bottom of the page and you're not going to reach through your page protector to pull it out.
I love
So
the
I wanted to
journaling
do that.
way. Very clever.
And again, you know, it's using the Dina Wakley tag on that. This is just printed out on a piece of cardstock and then cut to fit onto that tag. So the tag doesn't actually go through the printer.
Right.
It's just the the cardstock that is then put down there.
Your printer up.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. And then my husband would not be very happy with me. But you cover the top of the tag with a coordinating piece of paper, and I always like to put a little bit of an 1/8 inch strip here just to kind of give a little definition between that. It just gives a little bit of a finished look to it. And then, print out the journaling. Now, I could have, written a lot more and brought this out further, written a little bit less and put it in a little bit closer. It doesn't matter, but I did want to have it sticking out that way so that people could see the journaling but still give the illusion that it goes into that library pocket because he's getting his library card. And he was so excited about getting his library card. He got that for his 5th birthday. And as the journaling says, for a few months leading up, to his birthday, he would always say to me, "Grandma, I'm going to get my library card on my birthday." And he was just so excited about that. And I think it's one of the things he was most looking forward to. So we got him a little billfold with his name on it so he could put his library card in the billfold too. But he was just so happy. That was one of the fun things about his birthday that day. The other things I did on this, I used the Color Vibe black paper, put my 1/4 inch border around it like I do so many times, cut the white down to I think maybe 11 by 11 on that, just to give the border around it. So it looks like it's really layered on. And then kind of went to work with my 6 by 6 papers. I just decided on this one I was going to kind of just layer papers underneath to build that background and then make sure that these pictures were highlighted. I did use foam adhesive to bring the pictures up. Both I gave them each an 1/8 inch border all the way around and then popped them up in that way. Put the blue underneath because it goes with the lanyard, kind of pull that out a little bit, and then the red border just to kind of highlight that along that one edge because I just love them. It's a heart. And then I did die cut, I fussy cut a couple little tickets, and this is actually a puffy sticker to come up here because he'd been dreaming about getting his library card, so what better thing there, a ticket to the library. And he was full of smiles, and I just used, cut a few little banner pieces there to kind of accent that too.
Do you know what font you use for the library card word?
I will look it up and I'll pop it back on there. I can't remember. I know this is flannel shirt, maybe. It's flannel something. I'll look on this one and see what it is, and I'll come back and I'll put that in the chat on that. And then for here, I just used the black and white ribbon, a couple strips of ribbon, and then tied it with the grid ribbon, and circled that up. This was just a die cut off the sticker sheet that I foam dotted up, and used the heart or used the flower on that too. But. So yeah, it's a Disney stuff, but it's certainly not a Disney layout. So yeah, look for the colors. Look for the colors that are going to accent your pictures and complement your pictures. So that's a fun one there.
Right.
And then I think we've got one more to go. This is a fun one. And it's not and it's not book related. I'm sorry,
that's okay, but it's beautiful.
But when I saw the paper, I thought, I have to use that. So it's just so fun and so springy, and with the weather that we're having the last couple of days, man, spring can come anytime. It's been just so cold and windy and icy. When I saw the Life in Bloom, and I'm so excited that we got more of it back in. And on this one, I did just use the 6x6 pad, because by the time I got here to get it, we had already sold out of the 12x12. But I used the 6x6 pad on this.
6x8.
The 6x8 pad on this one. And to create this background on here, because there's a lot going on here, but to create the background, I just used the different papers, and I cut them into 1-inch strips. So each paper is cut into a 1-inch strip, and then I cut those 1-inch strips into 1 3/4 inch rectangles. So it's 1 inch wide, 1 3/4 inches tall, each piece. And then I cut 1/4 of an inch off at an angle on the top and the bottom of each strip, of each of the rectangles, to give it that angle.
What that shape is called.
It's kind of a chevron kind of thing,
Yeah.
because it goes up and down, but I'm not sure. But like I told Teresa, I know there has to be an easier way to do the cutting. I just haven't figured it out yet, and when I do, I'll let you know. But I did just cut them off at the angle to give them that kind of look. I was inspired by an Allison Davis layout that I saw online, and I thought, I can do that. And so I just took this paper because I thought this paper would be ideal with my photos, and kind of just went to town with it. There's no rhyme or reason to what paper went where. I just kind of laid them out and put them down.
Did you use every piece? Because it looks like there's a lot of them in there.
The typewriter one I didn't use. I don't think I used that one. But I used either the front or the back of everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Your B-side.
Yep.
And look, she took pictures. She took selfies of herself, guys.
I did.
Remember to take selfies.
Yes. And this is what I was telling Teresa too. This is my 23andMe February layout, because I decided that at least once a month I was going to do a layout that I was in.
Yay.
So this is my 23andMe February layout. I think that's kind of the theme that I'm going to follow, with mine this year, is to do that, make sure that I am in a layout every month. And this was an afternoon that I had spent with my grandsons, that we had gone out for lunch, and they love to look at pictures on my phone. And so when we had the phone out looking at the pictures, I said, let's take pictures.
Yeah.
And so we did, and they actually got to take the selfies. They got to push the button on the phone. So I held it, they pushed the button, so they thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that
And
is fun.
so here on this one, I use the layered chipboard on here, which is that, and then I added a heart from the ephemera package, the bits and pieces pack. This, I believe, came from the chipboard stickers. These are all from the bits and pieces. And I just, layer these words up. Layer them up, put them, on your page. The butterflies came from the bits and pieces. The ticket here, the word, those all came from the bits and pieces. I'm not sure where this one came from. I don't think it was, well, it's 2 pieces, I guess. But I thought the title, rather than, make my own title, I thought Beautiful Day was a perfect way to describe an afternoon with my grandsons, because it is just, to me, those are the best days ever. So I used that. I put the ticket underneath, and I think it says lovely on it, because it is just a beautiful day. And then the chipboard, love this, to kind of tuck right underneath there. So, I did, layering with the different things through here. There's not a lot of layering because some of my pieces are a little bit bigger, but the camera was perfect for the selfie theme of the page. I did use a glitter pen that I just kind of tap and get the little splatter from.
Okay, so Peggy, someone wants to know how you got the pieces to match. So first you started with a 6x8 paper pad, so you didn't have to plan the papers coordinating. They already coordinated.
Correct. They already coordinate.
Then you cut them into strips. Then you cut them into different lengths, doing the angles.
Yep.
Then you just laid them out.
I just laid them out.
Right.
And what I did to do this is I drew a line, a horizontal line across my paper at the middle of the page. So at 6 inches, that's where I drew my line, and that was my starting point. So my bottom angle of the strip started on that line.
Okay.
So the top angle, the top corner of this strip would be about a quarter inch above the line. By the time this laid down, this was back on the line. So that's how I got it straight
So
across.
you started in the middle?
I started in the middle and went across that way.
There we go.
And I really didn't give a lot of thought to what pieces went where. The only thought that I gave to it was I didn't want gingham pieces side by side.
Right.
That I mean, they could be at an angle or they could, be in the same row. I just didn't want them to be side by side. That was my thing when I laid it out. But otherwise, whatever, I had all my pieces kind of laid out in front of me, and I would just grab whatever, was there and lay it down. So really no rhyme or reason to it, but that's the beauty of using the collection pack. It all coordinates, so you can do that without a lot of thought. So
Hopefully
that made it
answered
go a
your
little bit
question.
quicker.
I wasn't sure about the question, but I think you covered it really well. Thank you.
But if it's about, matching the corners or, making sure everything lines up, don't look real close because there's some overlap.
It's not a quilt, right? It doesn't
Exactly.
have to be
It doesn't
perfect.
have to be perfect, and that's what
Right.
I've had to try to tell myself over the last couple years as I've been doing more and more scrapbooking and doing more pages and trying different things. It doesn't have to be perfect because I am not a perfect person.
Right.
Heaven forbid.
And so
it doesn't
how much
have
did you
to.
take off for the angles again?
1/4 inch.
Okay.
And on each piece, when you do it, when you have your strip, you have to cut the same angle. So you can't cut like the top down this way and that down that way. It has to be the same. But then when you go like to your second row, then your angle has to
The
go
other
in
way.
the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So you do have to think about that a little bit, and I did learn that the hard way because I did have to do it a couple of times to get it right and kind of think through it. But and maybe next time when I come, I'll
And
maybe do
most
it.
of the pieces, it wouldn't matter if you put them upside
No,
down, except for like this one that has
Right.
words on it. But all the other ones are pretty
Right.
generic
Exactly.
patterns. So it
Exactly.
wouldn't matter.
So it doesn't, so you don't have to worry about whether or not you have the right side. It doesn't have to be directional. And that, again, is a nice thing about the papers here. They aren't directional except for the words. But I needed the words in there to kind of get that neutral through there. So I don't know. I think that's maybe all I have.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and next week, if you guys remember, I last year had a reading challenge for myself to read 22 books in 22. And so I'm going to bring that in and share. I finally got it finished.
Yay!
And
That
I
would be fun.
exceeded my reading of 22 books.
I can't wait to see what you
Yeah,
read.
so
Get
that'll
some
be
ideas.
on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And then tomorrow we have the March coaster kit with Janine. So that's a little St. Patrick's thing. That'll be tomorrow. We have the kits available today. They should be online. And then remember that the tickets are 25% off through Sunday. So get your colors of tickets.
The
today.
49 in Market.
I have 3 colors so far. I have 2 greens and a pink.
I have a brown.
You have brown.
I have brown.
might need maybe a gray. I don't know. I think
I'm going to have to
They're
get
good
the black and the
add-ons.
orange.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be good for Halloween, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
And I just like orange.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Peggy. Your pages are amazing. Everyone loved them. I got a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
I know everyone
Well,
else.
yeah,
did
I
too.
hope, I just hope that some, that people, can take a little bit here and a little bit there, and try it, have fun with it. create, whatever makes them happy, and just enjoy doing it, playing with paper and playing with color.
All right. We'll have a crafty day, and we'll see you tomorrow.